There is abundance in a universe, and we all have the ability to tap into our deepest dreams. You can learn and grow at your own speed, and build a business based on your own needs. Well, I bet you didn't know you could make money from your home and take control of your security. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that you could make it on your own and take good care of your family. Why do we wait until tomorrow when we could do it today? Step out of your comfort zone and take a leap of faith. You can learn and grow at your own speed, and build a business based on your own needs. Well, I bet you didn't know you could make money from your home and take control of your security. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that you could make it on your own and take good care of your family. Bedrock bookkeepers rocket from their home, Bedrock bookkeepers make it on their own. Bedrock bookkeepers living in the zone. Well, I bet you didn't know you could make money from your home and take control of your security. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that you could make it on your own and take good care of your family. Well, I bet you didn't know you could make money from your home and take control of your security. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that you could make it on your own and take good care of your family. Well, I bet you didn't know you could make money from your home and take control of your security. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that you could make it on your own and take good care of your family.
Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeCharis, CPA extraordinaire, coming to you live from downtown BGC, Bonifacio Global City, for another exciting presentation. Exciting for me, anyway. I love doing these. I hope that I bring some value uh, to your time. I know time is valuable, and I want to get right to the point here. You know, a lot of things about business. You know, I went to school for business. I majored in accounting. I minored in economics, and I took a lot of psychology courses. And it always amazed me that I got more from the psychology courses. I'm talking about practical, being able to apply what I learned in my classes to my business. So, and my family, you know, especially I took a course called abnormal psych. And that helped me a lot when I had to deal with my mother-in-law. Now, but truthfully, you know, I took child psych, I took adolescent psych, and what I learned is, you know, especially the child psych, uh, it helped me with my business honors, because if you've taken any of my courses, you know, I like to say that American entrepreneurs a lot of times are like 3-year-olds, and that includes me. That includes me. You know, you could ask my team. We usually want, you know, we want what we want when we want it, and we'll throw temper tantrums. And it's just, you know, it amazed me that all the accounting courses that I took, and I took a lot of them, and I aced most of them. And when I got out of school and I started doing accounting, hardly any of it applied to what I was actually doing. They never teach you about payroll taxes, sales taxes, bank reconciliations, posting to a general ledger. That's that's what we do on a regular basis. What they were teaching us was, if you're doing mergers and acquisitions for like big companies, not many people get to do that. Not many people get to do that kind of accounting. So I was really disappointed, because the truth is, uh, yeah, I learned a lot during college, but I had to relearn everything from the ground up when I started in accounting. And one of the biggest lessons I learned is that it's not all about the numbers. Okay, it's not all about the numbers. If you want to be successful in business, it's more about personal development, personal growth, business growth. I'm going to take you through some of the things that I've learned that work. So, let me, okay, so this is a little bit different format than what I'm used to. So let's go through the slides. So everybody knows about goal setting. It's been proven that people that actually write down their goals. I'm looking at a friend over here that I just mentioned this to a couple of hours ago. People that actually write down their goals, two things. You write down your goals, be as specific as possible. And then what I learned is that if you state it publicly, you're more likely to achieve that goal. So I've gained a lot of weight, a lot of weight since I moved to the Philippines. The restaurants here are amazing, and I went overboard. And I said publicly, I said to my team, I said, we had a team meeting on Friday, and I said, okay, I'm going to tell you all that this is my goal. Okay. I'm going to lose X amount of pounds. I don't think I actually told them a specific number, but when we meet again on Friday, I'm going to be more specific. So you got to have clear goals. Now, also, what I like to do, I have my own system that I'll share with you one night. It's a conglomeration of tasks, goals, calendar, projects. I created my own system. But what I have there, I have my short-term goals and I have my long-term goals. I always like to have, okay, where do I want to be 5 years from now? And then I also have, what do I want to achieve this month? So we have, in our team, we have what we call KPIs, key performance indicators. So when I look at that every month, we're always trying to improve on last year's month. So we have a benchmark. Okay, so setting goal, and they never mentioned this in college, not the courses that I took. Okay, so yes, and Napoleon Hill also taught me this in his book, two books, The Law of Success, which was the first book. It was actually a correspondence course, which I actually did with my son and my best friend at the time. We went through the whole course. And then also in Think and Grow Rich. What he developed was what he called a definite chief aim. And it's sort of the same thing. You say, listen, this is what I'm going to achieve. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is what the result is going to be. And he tells you to put specific dates down there. So that's part of your business and personal growth. You have to set clear goals. Develop good habits. Okay, so how do you achieve your goals? You don't just say, okay, 5 years from now I want to do this, and then it's going to happen. You have to do stuff. You have to put things in motion. And one of the things you have to do is create good habits. Okay, my habits are every morning I wake up. I have 3 different books I read. They're all like, 365-day books. So I read one page from them. Then I do this little massage machine. I get my blood flowing, and then I read 5 or 6 pages from the book. I'm always reading a book. I'm always reading. Sometimes I'm reading 2 books. That's how I start my day. Now, since I started this weight loss program, I go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym, okay, for 45 minutes. My goal every day is to do at least 10,000 steps. So right now it's 7:10. I've already done 8,500 steps. After this, I'm going to go to the gym and maybe do another 4,000 or 5,000 steps. So those habits especially the gym thing, is going to get me to my desired results, my goal of losing, what do I want to lose? 26 pounds. Okay, that's my goal. Okay, now it might take, I don't know, let's say 6 months to lose that weight. Maybe I have to see. I have to do some research. But you got to have good habits. Not only so, and this is where I usually fail. You got to have good habits in the morning, and you got to end your night with good habits. Okay, so what I usually do, and maybe this is a good habit, I used to just work until I passed out. That's not a good habit. So what I do now is at at a certain point when I finish my work for the day, because the work is actually endless. So I'm going to end my day and then go watch some Netflix, and that's how I relax. Get a coach. This is key. My business, my life, really, I was at a turning point in my life about 4 years ago. And I did something. I took a leap of faith. I hired my coach, Larry Broughton, who I couldn't really afford it at the time. Hey, Luz. Hello, Agnes. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Deck. Okay. If you have any comments, just put them in the comment box. But yeah, so I hired Larry Broughton as a coach, and it changed everything. Larry led me to hire Filipinos as assistants. I hired my first Philippine, Janine, who actually uploaded this slide. She's been with us over 3.5 years. Luz just hit her 3-year mark. Congratulations, Luz. Thank you. And we have a team of, I think, 16 full-time team members, and I think 6 interns right now. So that's a pretty short time, 3.5 years, to be able to grow that quickly. And I could tell you honestly, it's all the result of me working with Larry. Okay, not only did he give me business advice, he gave me life advice. So I highly recommend that you get a coach. World-class athletes, famous actors, they have coaches. They have coaches. The coaching industry just really started, I think, about 20 years ago. It used to be that only athletes had coaches and other people had, voice coaches and acting coaches, but it was never really popular in the business sense. But today, coaching is a really big industry, and it's needed. There's also mentors. So a coach is somebody that you meet with on a regular basis. You get, uh, you can deep dive into issues, and then you can follow up. So I meet with Larry every other week for 45 minutes, and we could talk about anything from relationships to how do I scale my business. Okay, so it's an ongoing, conversation. And now what's really cool is, Larry's seen me when I was still basically on my own doing everything, to now I have a whole team. A mentor. So Larry was my mentor, one of my mentors before he became a coach. A mentor is somebody that you talk to, you respect them, they'll give you advice from time to time. My cousin Vinny was my first mentor, and I didn't know it at the time. I was still in college. I was ready to give up on becoming a CPA because I said, Vince, everybody wants somebody with experience, and I don't have experience. How am I going to get experience? It was like catch 22. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And he took me under his wing and gave me some advice. And then I started landing offers. Before that, I didn't know how to do an interview. And he led me. So that's what a mentor is. So you could have a coach and you should have mentors. People that you can just reach out to and say, hey, listen, I want to run something by you. I have a bunch of different mentors. Okay. This is big. This is big. Uh, yes, I do mentor, Zach. Because here's the thing, you know, people gave me, I used to ask my mother, why is Vince helping me? The guy was a successful investment banker. When he retired at 50, he was in charge of over 1,000 bankers. And I used to say, why is he helping me? What's in it for him? Today I understand. Today I know because he was given back to me because somebody helped him. And that's what Larry does all the time. I've seen that guy. I've known him a long time. And he was always reaching his hand out for people that never paid him a penny, people that couldn't pay him. Okay. And I try to do the same thing. I try to do the same thing with our students, with our clients. I tell them, listen, if you're a student, you're part of our family. You're part of the Bedrock family. Just book a chat with me. Don't worry about it. You're not wasting my time. And that's my chance to give back. And also, you know, when you mentor somebody, when you help them overcome a problem, guess what? You feel better. You're not just helping them, you're helping yourself. You're helping yourself. So it works. It really works. Network. Okay, another thing that they didn't teach me in college about, they don't teach you in school how to become successful. They don't talk about personal development. They don't talk about reading books. They don't talk about getting a coach, getting a mentor. And I think the schools really should start doing this. I haven't been in school in a long time. Maybe they are doing that now. I don't know. But if they're not, they should be. You know, so a couple of books I read that I always thought should be a course in school. One of them is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay. It talks, uh, Dale Carnegie, who wrote the book, talks about the human relationship. See, that's why I couldn't get an offer. I didn't know there was a dynamic going on here. I thought they were just reading my resume. They wanted to see the experience like it was a machine. What Vince taught me is no, when you're interviewing with somebody, you're the solution. They don't want to be spending time interviewing people. You go there and you say, listen, I'm the best thing that could have happened to you today. And I actually started saying stuff like that. And they would say, why? I'm like, because you don't have to interview anyone anymore. I'm your guy. And they would laugh. And that's what they don't teach you. So if you've ever heard the term, your network is your net worth, that's the truth. Okay, just bear with me. Okay, my computer, my screen just went out, but your network is your net worth. So we talk a lot, especially in Jumpstart, we're going to be talking a lot about marketing. And in my classes, you know, we talk about, okay, how are you going to get clients? How am I going to launch my freelancing career? And my answer is always, you're going to start with the people that you know. Now, I'm reading a book. I'm actually studying a book. two different. You can read a book or you can study a book. I'm studying this book called 100 Million Leads. Okay, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. The guy, he's like an entrepreneurial madman. Okay, he learned how to do marketing, digital marketing, network marketing, and it's really a great book. If you want to learn about marketing, read this book. The beginning starts talking about advertising. I thought that's what the whole book was going to be about. It's not. It's not, because I just got onto the chapter where he talks about if somebody's going to start a business, these are the steps. And the first, and this is what I tell my client and all of my students, the first people you go to are the people you already know. Those are the people in your network. So here's another thing that I've learned that they didn't teach me in school. You want to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, people that are more successful than you. I've heard the term water seeks its own level, okay? If you play sports, if you always play teams that are worse than you never get better. You'll never get better because you're going to play down to their level. If you play teams that are better than you might lose, but you'll get better and better and better. So you want to be connected with people that have already done what you want to do. Okay, now one of the things Larry did a workshop for us a couple of weeks ago, and he mentioned you want to have people on the top and you want to have people below. Okay, the people below are the people that you're mentoring or coaching, the people that you're giving back to. So it's always like a flow. But you always want to start with the people you know. Now, if there's people above you that are highly successful and you want to start, let's say, an accounting business, for argument's sake, you're going to go to them and say this: I'm starting my first accounting business. Let me know if you know anybody that might need my help. It's as simple as that. You don't ask the person, hey, do you need an accountant? That's not the way you do it. You ask them if they know anybody. And everybody knows somebody else. So that's an easy way to start your business. Okay? And then there's other levels. Then you once you start getting a client base, you ask them for referrals. Now, I'm in a position, I've been doing this a long time, almost, I'd say 85, and I got to do an actual count on this, but I'd say 85% of our clients at least come from existing clients. Okay, so you start with the people that you know. Invest in education. The best return on your investment that you'll ever get is investing in yourself. That's a fact. Take courses, read books, spend the time improving yourself. We should never stop improving ourselves. You know, Luz is a success story. She got her position with Bedrock. She went from learning accounting. She never did U.S. accounting. This is a little over March 8th, it was 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, she never used an accounting program. She had an accounting degree, but she didn't do accounting in her job that she had for 18 years. She came in the middle of tax season. It was total chaos. Total chaos. So she had to learn how to use new software. She never did an American tax return, so she also had to learn how to do United States tax returns at the busiest time of the year. Okay, so she excelled. She excelled through sheer determination. And what I found out is she was educating herself uh, on the weekends. Okay, she was educating herself. So she made it to accounting supervisor. She was the head of the team. Okay, actually, we had two teams, and she was the manager of the accounting department. Okay, so she oversaw the two teams. She got another promotion. She became our operations manager. So now not only is she overseeing the accounting department, she's overseeing the marketing department and the admin. Okay. Luz doesn't stop learning. She shared her all the different certificates that she has. I don't know where she finds the time, but I don't go for certification courses. I don't need them. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't. I get my knowledge from hard-covered books and I listen to Audible, but I'm always trying to learn something new, especially about my industry. The tax industry is always changing. It's always changing, and that's good for us because it means that the people that aren't educating themselves are falling behind. They're falling behind. Teach. If you ever want to learn something, try to teach it. When I started teaching my mother bookkeeping and QuickBooks, I was like I knew it, but I couldn't explain it. So my poor mother, she had to go hands-on, Zoom calls. I would show her this, and I didn't actually have a course. After I taught her and I realized how powerful it was that she was able to work remotely, I said, let me create a course. It's about bookkeeping. How difficult can it be? Well, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy. And what it taught me was if you can't explain what you do to a third grader, then you don't know it. So try to teach something. Yes, yes, I see Facebook user. I don't know who you are, Alex Hormozy. It's yeah. So we're at the point in Bedrock where we've been growing continuously organically. Okay, we haven't done a lot of ads. Like I said, we get most of our business through referrals, but we want to scale. We want to scale. So Larry actually recommended this book, and I listened to it once on Audible, but now I'm doing a deep dive where, like I said, I'm actually studying it. I'm going through each chapter. I'm taking notes, and my team and I are going to be meeting on this twice a week. We're going to go through, and then we're going to come up with a plan to generate leads. We could keep growing organically, but if we want to scale to $1 million, to $5 million, to $10 million a year, we need leads. Okay, so anyway, I got off the topic a second, but you could teach anything. You could teach anything. In fact, there's a lot of money in teaching. If you could create a course, I'm good at creating courses. We have a 13-week course now. We have a 5-week tax course where we teach people how to actually use our tax software. The 13-week is to show them basically the whole accounting process, and we teach them how to do tax returns by hand. They're not using any kind of tax software. So between the 13-week and the 5-week course, our students get a really good foundation in U.S. taxes. Recently, we created a payroll course. And right now, I'm working on a free course that we're going to do, bookkeeping for beginners. Now, those courses are going to go up on a member site. They're going to be what we call evergreen. So I literally don't even have to teach live courses anymore. I could just sell the evergreen courses. And then I could actually put them on Udemy and all the other online platforms. So that's a nice little side business. Okay, that's a nice little side business. Take on new challenges. Take on new challenges. You know, my team knows that I love to challenge them, and they all rise to the occasion. It's painful sometimes. It's painful. You can get anxiety, you can get stress. Uh, I happen to thrive in stressful situations. Why? Because I grew up in the accounting world. It's tax season. Tax season's working for firms that had no organizational structure. It was total chaos. Literally, I remember one of my first firms where I actually became the manager. It was chaos like you wouldn't believe. They would lose files. And what I did, my job was to organize everything. So I took the chaotic system, they didn't even have a system, and I created systems. Okay, so it's always been total chaos. Now, my team, they may think that tax season is stressful. The way that we've handled our business is the last 3 years have been the least stressful tax seasons that I've ever had. Okay. But taking on new challenges, you're not going to grow unless you take on new challenges. And that's what I want all of my people to do. I want them to grow. I don't want people that are just going to do their job. Larry taught me that you hire people that have high capacity. What does that mean? It means we hired two people that had no accounting experience, Luz and Eileen, but they had capacity. They were willing to learn. Okay. Janine, I told you, who started out, she was our first hire. She started out as somebody that was going to help us with social media. Okay, think about that. We tricked her into learning how to do websites. We said, you're so good at graphic design, you think you can do this landing page for us? And then we have a system, it's called Kartra, and it's not that simple. It's not that simple, but Janine learned it on her own. She learned it on her own. And then I tricked her into learning how to become, how to publish books on Amazon. Again, there's a lot to it, a lot. Okay. And I knew Janine would take on the challenge. And then we started doing events again, and my whole team, the whole marketing team got involved with that. They never did an event before. So I'm sure everyone on my team will tell you, yeah, Joe challenged me, and I'm thankful for it. It's painful. It's painful. But, you know, I had a friend of mine that talks about, you know, when a child is born, it's painful. It's painful for the child. It's painful for the mother. But look at what happens. Look at what happens. And I look at starting a business is like that. It's like Bedrock Business Builders is my child. Okay. It was tough. It was painful in the beginning. We started from scratch. We started with just a few clients from my own business, and that was challenging. And we continue to take on more challenges. We're going to continue to keep scaling and doing things that we never thought we could do before. Like I said, books. There's a quote, readers aren't always leaders, but leaders are always readers. Teddy Roosevelt said that in 1933. I just looked up the quote. Okay, readers aren't always leaders, but leaders are always readers. So I always felt that if you're going to be a business owner, by default, you have to be a leader. You have to make decisions. Okay, you're going to make decisions that might affect other people's lives. If you don't know anything about leadership, it's going to be a problem. So I read a lot of books about leadership. I read Lincoln on Leadership. Okay, Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Okay, Larry's book, Victory. You can buy it on Amazon. Excellent book. Excellent book. I know my friend Yan Yan reads a lot of books. She borrows my books and then we trade. We trade, right, Marianne? Next slide. Okay, I'm going to share with you a couple of the books that really, I can't say, oh, this one changed my. They all changed my life. They changed my life in a way that it gave me a different perspective, a new way of looking at business. So the Law of Success was actually written by Napoleon Hill as a correspondence course. That's what his intention was. So when I learned this and I got the book, I actually got the Audible book. It was on Audible. And I asked my son and my best friend at the time, I said, how would you like to take this course with me? And what we would do is we would sit in my office, we'd play, part of a chapter. If any one of us had a point or a question, we would stop it. We would take notes. I still have the book. I still have my notes from that. That was, I think, 2007. 2007. That's when I did my first definite chief aim. So that was 16 years ago. And actually, what I wrote in my definite chief aim, it still gives me chills. I said, I want to teach this. I want to teach these principles to people all over the world. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to write about it. And the result of this work is I'm going to be able to work wherever I want, when I want, with whoever I want. I'm going to be able to travel the world. And also the way that I'm going to do this, yes, public speaking. I didn't do that much public speaking. Okay. Now I'm an author, best-selling author. I'm speaking. I'm about to go on a journey where I just spoke at one of our teammates' churches, and Larry suggested, hey, why don't you speak at other churches around the Philippines? So now I have 2 other churches I'm going to be speaking at. That was in my definite chief aim. That was in my definite chief aim. So this book was highly recommended. I mentioned how to win friends and influence people. What I tell my students, I said I could break this down into one simple paragraph. American people, American entrepreneurs don't care about you, they care about themselves. That's it in a nutshell. But the truth is, people want you to be interested in them. If you get a business owner to start telling you their life story, you just got a client. Guaranteed. Nobody's going to open up to you and tell you their life story or the story about their business if they don't already know, like, and trust you. All you got to do is you got to be ready to give them an offer. And that's a whole nother story, but about how you give somebody an offer. Think and Grow Rich. So this is one of the all-time bestsellers. I think what Napoleon Hill did was he actually took the content from Law of Success and created something that could be a bestseller. Okay, because all the stuff in Think and Grow Rich is sort of like a dumbed down version of what's in the Law of Success. For instance, he has a formula for a definite chief aim in Think and Grow Rich. It's a lot less simple. It's a lot simpler than the one that they have in the Law of Success. In the Law of Success, I had to answer a whole bunch of questions that really didn't make sense to me at the time. Like, is there anybody that you see, when you see them, you get indigestion? Are there any negative people in your life? Okay. What he was doing was, helping me identify where I was at the time and what I had to do to get to the next level. The science of getting rich turned the way I looked at business upside down. Upside down. Okay. I used to look at it like, okay, how much time am I spending on this client? How much are they paying me? If my average hourly rate isn't $2.50 an hour, we either got to raise them or get rid of them. No, what the science of getting rich talks about, and really what Napoleon Hill and Wallace Waddle talks about in here is faith. Having faith, Napoleon Hill calls it infinite intelligence. Okay. Wallace Waddles calls it thinking stuff. It's the thinking stuff. If you think and act in a certain way, you can be rich. And what he said is, not only can everybody be rich, but everybody deserves to be rich. Okay? And what he defines rich as is having enough money so that you don't have to worry about money anymore. Okay, think about that. And also he talks about going the extra, and Napoleon Hill talks about this also. Do more, give more in value than you get in money. And one of the things, so he says, he wrote this book. This book cost me $20. Did I get more than $20 worth of value? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. In Napoleon Hill's book, Law of Success, he talks about doing more than what you get paid for. Same thing. Same thing. Over deliver. Staying healthy. I had a girlfriend once, and she really taught me how to become healthy. She was like a doctor. And she used to say, if you're not healthy, how are you going to run your business? How are you going to take care of your family? And she was right. She was right. That's why I started the morning routine. There were other people that helped me realize the importance of having a routine and healthy habits. But if you're not healthy, forget about all those goals that you want to achieve. And, I talk to my team. Larry talks about this all the time. Self-help. Okay. I can't stress how important this is. You can't be at the top of your game if you're not healthy. That doesn't mean you can't be successful if you're not healthy. You're just not going to be as successful as you could have been. Ask people, can I do anything better? Where am I falling short? Okay. Now you need people around you that are going to be honest with you. That's not always easy to find people. I know Larry will be brutally honest with me. Okay. People on my team, they're honest with me, but they know how to be honest without getting me upset. And I tell them, listen, it's okay if I get upset. Don't let that stop you from telling me I'm doing something wrong. Believe it or not, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I wrung out my team last week. I said, you missed appointments because of daylight savings time. What you got to do is get into the habit of looking at your calendar the night before so you know what time your meetings are. And then on Saturday, I actually missed our weekly workshop, the Jumpstart workshop, because for some reason I thought it was at 9 o'clock and it was at 8. So it was like, oh, I didn't look at my calendar. Shame on me. So nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But if you don't have people being honest with you, it's going to be harder to improve. It's going to be a lot harder to improve. Elon Musk, I just got done reading Elon Musk's biography, and people are terrified of him. They just, because he fires people if they look at him cross-eyed. He's worse than Steve Jobs ever was. Okay. Do you want to tell somebody that they're wrong, even though you know that they're wrong? So he's only got a small group of people that will actually be honest with him. His brother is one of them. In fact, when he had one of his meltdowns, and he has meltdowns all the time, they had to call his brother to fly there and call him on it. Okay. Despite that, the guy is the world's most richest man in the world. But if you read the book, you'll find out that he's also tortured. He's had a string of bad marriages. So don't think just because you could have all the money in the world and that's not going to make you happy. Seek feedback. And that's the end of the story. I'm sticking with it. Thank you, Facebook user. I can't see your name, but I think you've been sharing a lot. I appreciate that. I ask everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we do a lot of these Facebook Lives and we upload them to YouTube. So if you can't make a live presentation, you can always go to YouTube. And hi, Juliet. Thank you for sharing. If you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you get a message every time one of our videos are uploaded. So we would appreciate if you subscribe. And we do this every Monday night, 7 p.m. We're going to have a different topic. Hopefully, I know time is valuable. I hope that I gave you some value for your time tonight. And we have some upcoming events. We have like I mentioned before, we started Payroll Mastery course. The next batch is starting April 11th. Okay, there's still time to sign up if you're interested in that. Payroll is a great niche because it's not like accounting or taxes. Accounting and taxes, people have to know, like, and trust you. You're going to have to talk to them. Payroll, if you're offering a payroll service, it's all based on your price. It's all based on your price. And if you, so what we did is we don't use other people's software like Gusto because they make the price too high. So we came up with a program where we can do it for 40% less than Gusto, who is the lowest out there. Okay, so now once we get a payroll client, it's easy to get them as an accounting and tax client. So it's sort of like getting in through the back door. So my plan is, now that we have our payroll system set up where we can onboard clients, at some point we're going to start marketing the payroll services separately from Bedrock. Okay, it might be called Bedrock Payroll, but it's not going to be it's going to be a separate program. We have launched this Jumpstart Your Freelance Accounting Career. All you got to do is go to jumpstart.ph. If you're a Philippine accountant, or even if you're not an accountant but want to get into the accounting business, you should join Jumpstart. Right now, it's free. You're going to get everything that we have going on now. Our hard launch is going to be May 18th here in BGC. We're going to have a big event. Larry Broughton's going to be here. We're going to have all kinds of activities, personal growth, marketing. The first charge, because this is a paid group, the first charge isn't going to be until July. So you could sign up now for free, and if it's not what you want, you can cancel before July. Okay, I can't make it any, I can't give you a better deal than that. Like I said, if anybody, I think Dak was asking me about mentoring. If you want to talk to me, Dak, just go to Time with Joe. Just say I saw you on your Facebook Live. I wanna chat with you about this. Okay, this is us. We're transparent. That's my legal business address. That's our phone number if you ever want to call. You have my email address, and you can always go to bedrockbusinessbuilders.com, and we're in all the social media. Thank you, and God bless. Have a good night, everybody. It's time to go to the gym. Thank you.